Do you have a type? Of course you do, but if everyone you've ever liked kinda looks like someone from your past, then maybe your type is just unresolved business. And Ted Bundy, he didn't choose 30 people. He chose the same person 30 times. You know that feeling when you see a photo of your ex, then accidentally swipe right on someone who looks exactly like them? Yeah, don't worry, your brain does the same thing, except some people take it a little too far. In the case files, almost everyone Bundy approached shared the same visual pattern. Long hair, middle part, soft facial features. And that look that says, "I've loved someone like this before." Weirdly enough, every single one of them matched his ex-girlfriend. Not off by a period, not off by a comma. Now you're probably thinking, wait, what are the odds? Well, spoiler alert. It wasn't a coincidence, it was a preset. His brain didn't want to create a new model. It just reused the old one, like hitting save as on a Word doc. Didn't rewrite the story, just renamed the file, and maybe changed the font a little to make it feel different. But deep down, it was the same version. An old story, just re-released with a new cover. Now you're thinking, so what if they look like my ex? Maybe that's just my type. Sure, you're not wrong, but also not totally right either. Because according to behavioral psychology researchers, there's a phenomenon with a very dramacore name, fix the past loop. What does that mean when someone's been hurt in a past relationship and never had the chance to fully process that ending? The brain will try to recreate that same emotional script. But this time, to win. This time, to be in control. This time, not to be the one left behind. You ever fight with your ex, then months later think, if only I had said this or done that, things would have turned out differently. That right there is the loop. Except Bundy didn't just replay it in his head, he replayed it through behavior. Bowlby, the father of attachment theory, found that unresolved emotional experiences often return in the form of behavioral repetition as a subconscious way to find closure. But you know what's dangerous? The brain can recreate a scenario, but it can't bring back the original person. So you're not really fixing the past. You're pasting old memories onto a new person without asking. If psychology were a photo editing app, this would be the moment you apply the unresolved past filter and project it onto every face that looks similar in your memory gallery. Okay, now let's go a little deeper. Why did Ted Bundy keep choosing the same type of person again and again, like some kind of psychological deja vu? The answer may lie in a very common, but often underrated psychological mechanism, projection. It goes like this. When you're carrying a negative emotion, an unresolved memory, a failure that still stings, instead of dealing with it internally, you unconsciously project it outward. You find someone else to screen it onto. Like this, you got betrayed by your best friend back in middle school. Then years later, anytime someone's kind to you, your brain goes, this one might leave me too. There it is. You're projecting the past onto someone in the present who has nothing to do with it. Back to Bundy, he didn't look for a new target. He went looking for the same person in a new shape. Each one looked the same. Each was a replacement version for him to replay that old breakup on repeat. And no, this isn't just a theory. In a 1993 study by Horowitz, Rosenberg, and Bartholomew on projection and relational patterns, they found that people with unresolved attachment wounds often recreate the same kind of relationship with someone new to regain the sense of control they once lost. The study also showed nearly 64% of participants repeated old partner patterns in their new relationships, and most weren't even aware they were doing it. So no, Bundy wasn't choosing new people, he was choosing a memory and replaying it, this time with a script he could control. You thought you were choosing someone new, but turns out you're just recasting the lead for a script you never rewrote. Let's say you've been through a moment that made you feel powerless. You couldn't say what you needed to say. You couldn't do what you wish you had done. And ever since then, you keep replaying that scene in your head, thinking how you would have handled it differently if you had another chance. That's a natural instinct. Your brain is trying to regain control over an unresolved experience. Ted Bundy didn't just think back. He rebuilt with the same type of person. The same storyline, but this time, he was the lead actor and the director. That's called the illusion of mastery. According to research by Baumeister, Dale and Summer 1998, individuals who experience loss in key relationships tend to recreate similar situations to feel like they own the ending. And notably, in a study of 112 participants, 73% repeated the same relationship type or emotional scenario that once hurt them, but believed this time they'd change the outcome. The human brain doesn't like failure. It prefers to try again, but this time with control. Like replaying a level in a video game, but now. You've got the cheat codes. The problem is, you're not just replaying a game, you're pulling someone else into a storyline you haven't emotionally accepted yet. So sometimes repeated behavior isn't about preference. It's about the brain trying to rewrite a past ending without feeling helpless again. Perfect. This is the moment we shift from analyzing Bundy to looking straight at ourselves, creating reflection, awareness, and connection without losing the humor or clarity. We just spent a lot of time on Bundy, on how he repeated the same type, crafted an illusion of control, reconstructed unresolved emotions, like a director who refuses to rewrite the final scene. But wait, you think that only happens in extreme cases? Not at all. Have you ever liked someone just because they felt like someone from your past? Ever overreacted to someone new because they reminded you of an old memory? If yes, welcome. You've just stepped into a mirror that's not flat. Psychology calls this repetition compulsion, the unconscious urge to recreate past experiences to find emotional closure. Freud 1920 described it as an internal drive to repeat old situations, hoping the ending will be different this time. Sounds a little like you, doesn't it? Like, I'll fall for someone just like the last one, but this time I'll heal. Spoiler, usually not. But here's the thing, you can break that loop. You don't need to choose again just to fix the past. You don't have to find the same haircut, the same vibe, the same pair of eyes, just to win back a chess match that ended in 12th grade. You think you have a type, but sometimes what you call a type is just a ghost that refuses to leave your emotional draft folder. So next time you catch feelings for someone and your best friend blurts out, "Wait, don't they look just like your ex?" Instead of nodding and saying, "Yeah, that's my type," pause for a second and ask yourself, am I choosing someone new or just recasting an old role for a story I never got to finish? Maybe you're not choosing a new partner. Maybe you're choosing the same old chapter, hoping this time you'll rewrite the ending to be a little prettier. And if you notice you keep falling for the exact same kind of person, same hair, same vibe, same facial structure, even the same music taste, like your AI app starts glitching, then hey, maybe you don't have a type at all. Maybe you've got an emotional exam you haven't passed yet, and you keep retaking it with the same questions. Only the character names change at the top of the page. You know what? Emotions aren't math. Redoing the same problem doesn't guarantee the right answer. If you never learned a better way to solve it, you just saw how one unfinished memory can lead to repeat behavior. Like an old ringtone stuck in your phone that won't go away. But maybe it's not just unconscious. Maybe that brain already wrote the script, carefully, deliberately, step by step. In the next episode, we'll explore how someone can build a perfect mask, simulate emotion, and make an entire society believe this is a good person, when manipulation isn't just a reflex, it's a strategy. Episode 3, the courtroom becomes the stage, narcissistic patterns and the need to own the spotlight. If you still doubt the power of behavioral psychology, next episode might just make you question your first impression. Hit follow before your brain auto-tags the wrong person again.